All right, good morning. Today we are looking at two very special types of lines, and those are vertical and horizontal lines. So to show you what we're talking about, we're going to graph the points in the table and then connect them to form a line. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. I'll plot the points. So I have the point x equals 1, x is left and right, y is up and down. So x equals 1 means I go right 1, and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my point. The second row is right 1 and down 2. 1, 2. There's, oops. I missed, that was only one. Down 2. There's the second point. The third point is 1, 0. So I go right 1, up or down 0 is right here. And then I go right 1, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I connect them to make a line, this is called a vertical line. So we're going to go up and down here. A vertical line is written in the form x equals a, where a represents the line's x-intercept. It's where we cross the x-axis, which is right here, x-intercept. The equation of the vertical line graphed above. Well, if you look, it's where I cross the x-axis. That's my x-intercept. But if you also look in the table, all of these values are 1. They always stay the same. So the equation is x equals 1. Now, what they didn't talk about here, and I really want you to, that vertical line, and this happened when we were using the slope formula, this is where you get a number in the bottom. This has a slope, not a number in the bottom, but a 0 in the bottom, that is undefined. So this is where you had, I don't know, 2 over 0. I just wrote 6, 6 over 0. If you have a number over 0, that's where you have an undefined slope. Now, let's chat about the other one, horizontal. So if I plot my points, I go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I go right 1 and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I go right 2 and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I connect these dots, this one is a horizontal line. A horizontal line is written in the form y equals a, where a represents the line's y-intercept, and that happens here. We called that b yesterday. Same thing, y-intercept. The equation of the horizontal line graphed above, well, this time we use the y equals, and the way that that works is all of these have the same y value. So this is y equals -4. Now, we don't want to have to make that table each time. That's a lot of work. So we're just going to practice writing them without making that table. Remember, oh wait, let's talk about slope. This one has a slope of 0. That's kind of like getting 0 over 6. We said that 0 over 6 is equal to 0. There we go. So remember, if the line intersects the x-axis, it's x equals a. If the line intersects the y-axis, it's y equals a. So write the equation of the line on the graph shown. Okay, so this one's vertical. It goes up and down. It crosses here. That's my x-axis. So we call this one, and we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is x equals -4. The directions didn't ask for this, but this one is undefined slope. Number 2 crosses up here. This crosses the y-axis. So I know it's a y equal, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is y equals 6. This is 0 slope. We watched slope dude in class. There's a difference between undefined slope and zero slopes. This one's zero slope. Number 3, I cross right here. This is an x value. So if I count over, this is x equals 2. Again, this one's undefined slope. I know the question didn't ask, but it's a good thing to remind ourselves of. Number 4, you can probably tell me what it is. Across the y-axis, see? Across the y-axis. So y equals, if I count down, -1. And again, this is zero slope. So not too bad. It's easy to get those two things switched around a little bit because they're so small, they're so tiny, but that's okay. You want to do your best with those. Number 5. I cross over here, I cross the x-axis. So this is x equals 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I went to the left, so this is -8. This one has undefined slope. Number 6. Oh, this is so tough to see. So it's the line with the big arrowheads. So this is the line. Actually, let me redo that. This is the line right here. All right. Now, this one's horizontal. And it crosses right here, but it sits on the x-axis. It's a horizontal line that sits on the x-axis, but it actually crosses the y value only once, the y-axis only once. So this might help. We're at the origin, which is 0, 0. If it's horizontal, I know I want the y coordinate, which is 0. So this one's y equals 0. That's a little tricky. This has 0 slope. Good. For number 7, to graph y equals -7, you want to look at your y-axis. You'll go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my dot. Now, I don't leave it as just a dot. I want to draw the line in both directions. X equals 4. Here's my x-axis. I'll count right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my dot. And I go up and down. Number 9, x equals -3. My x-axis is here. I always start at the origin. 1, 2, 3 to the left. And I go up and down. Number 10, y equals 2. So here's my y-axis. I go up to 2. Dot. Horizontal line. Okay, nice. Now, what is the slope of the line y equals 5? If I have a y equals, and I didn't talk about these, number 7, look at this picture. This one has a 0 slope, or slope of 0. Number 8, because it's up and down, is undefined. Number 9 is up and down, it's undefined. Number 10 is side to side, that one's horizontal, so this one is a slope of 0. So even though they didn't ask to graph, it might help. Number 11, what is the slope of the line y equals 5? If I have y equals, I know it's horizontal. So is that 0 slope or is that undefined? It's 0. Good. What is the slope of the line x equals -2? So if it's x equals, it goes up and down. That one is an undefined slope. What is this line? What is the slope of the line x equals 0? So x equals 0, because it's x equals, is vertical, it's up and down, also has undefined slope. Which axis is y equals -1 parallel to? Now, there's a lot going on here with x's and y's. So y equals is a horizontal line. It would have a 0 slope, but it's parallel to x-axis. And to remind you, parallel means you have two things that are right next to each other. They never intersect. So like the yellow lines on the road, railroad tracks, things like that. Two things that never intersect. The grids in the ceiling. Actually, you can see behind me. Those are parallel. Parallel. Now, how does the graph of y equals 3 differ from y equals 3x? Graph both and explain. Kind of a big deal. Not kind of. This is a big deal. Y equals 3 means I go to my y-axis and I go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw my dot, and it's a horizontal line. But number 15 has this itty bitty thing in it. It looks like it won't make a big difference, but it does. It has an x. And so what that x means is I really have a slope of 3 over 1 in the front. So y equals 3 over 1x plus 0. There's an invisible 0 on the end. This one is where I start at 0. I go up 3, and then I go right 1. And there's my line. So they're very, very different things. That x makes a big, big difference. If you don't have an x in y equals 3, then it's a horizontal line. If you do have an x, it's a diagonal line. So you just want to make sure you pay attention to those x's. I know we like to get work done quickly and we rush through them sometimes, but be careful with that x. All right, my friends, I think we have another page of practice. Graphing on number 6 here, you just want to be careful the order. We're used to the x values coming first, so it might be helpful to rewrite them. Number 7, we have a y equals here by itself. Just a reminder, I'll give you a hint. This one's going to be side to side, horizontal. Number 8 is going to be vertical. And then we're up to a study guide. We're at the end of PreAlgebra. That's pretty awesome. All right, see you in class.